Hi YouTube, this is VidHead85, and I just want to tell you a few small things. I'm aiming to make this video 5 minutes, simply because I want to make it short and sweet. Simply, if you're working with chemicals, if you're working with anything that can burn you, make sure that you use your personal protective equipment. Simply put, that can save a life. The reason why your work issues you such equipment is for your protection. If you want to look cool, you can do that after work. Also, if you have a lockout tagout procedure where you lock the machines, check the energy, and make sure that there's nothing that can automatically start stored energy to start, you need to make sure that you abide by that. There was an individual who was visiting a plant in Illinois, or Indiana, and it was pretty high up in the company. And what ended up happening was there was a guy who got stuck in a mixer. The guy who was out there to help him didn't trip the emergency stop button. However, he did push the start button, and needless to say, that man was killed. A lockout tagout procedure would have easily saved that man's life. Next, 6 feet under. That guy had to die, of course, but a lockout tagout procedure would have stopped a family from grieving, and that mortician or that restorative artist from having to reassemble him from 50, 70, 10,000 different pieces. The man's body was basically hamburger. Anyway, so my simple thing is, if you have personal protective equipment and you think that safety is not cool and you look ridiculous in it, think about how much more ridiculous you will look in your casket with acid burns, or even how much more of a difficult job that'll be to cover them up. How much cooler will you look when you are blind and have to be led by everybody in your life who you have a significant amount of contact with? How cool will you look when you're burned over 60% of your body and you have to go to a burn hospital and they have to move the dead skin and the live skin, and also hearing screams that would be basically a preview of what hell must be like? I'm sorry, but when it comes to personal protective equipment, no image is too jarring for you to, no image is too jarring as far as I'm concerned, to get you to make sure that you do everything you possibly can to be safe. Your family deserves much better than to see you, or than to celebrate your 5th anniversary of your death on the job. I would rather they celebrate your 15th anniversary in that job. So, a tip from me, who works with, I work with chemicals daily. Well, actually, I used to. There are 2 sides. I work in a factory, the sanitation part of it, and what we do is we clean the machinery. We have foamers, foggers on one side, foamers on the other side, and we sanitize everything down, because the raw side, obviously, there's meat everywhere, and I'm telling you, sausage, I still don't want to look at sausage today because of just what I know, and I'm pretty sure that if you knew what I knew, you probably wouldn't either. So simply put, use your personal protective equipment, because there are lockout tagout procedures. They're there so that somebody else won't be losing a limb or their lives because of potential stored energy. Those personal protective equipments are there so if something happens, that rain suit is the first line of defense. So this is a warning, because it's for your benefit. Please wear your personal protective equipment. It is for your safety. It is for your betterment. And if you don't believe me, Google Remember Charlie. Google the video. He talks about every single thing that he went through because he did not want to look stupid in his personal protective gear. And he paid a high price for comfort. Thank you very much, YouTube. VidHead85. I'll talk to you later.